Hello and welcome back to Momtabulous. I'm Charla Mandare, your host, and with me today is Unison Frances of Go Goddess Organizing. She is a certified professional organizer, a mom of two boys who are 6 and 7, back to back. Oh my goodness. She helps women going through a dynamic shift in their life to get their house on the same team as them. I love that. I love that. I want my house on my team.
Right? I
So
know, like, I say that all the time with people, like, are you living in your house or are you fighting your house all the time? And I mean, how many times do moms, right? If we ever have that opportunity to go to the grocery store by ourselves, we drive up to the driveway, we park our car, and it's like, you just like wait there for a second before you go in, right? And you're like, "Whew, is it the people? Is it the house? Is it the whole, like, are you
maybe
coming
a
home
little
from
bit of this
work
car going
to
on.
more? Yeah. Are you coming home from work to more work at home? Yes.
Oh,
Yes, moms.
it's
Yes.
like never done, right? We have a sign above our laundry that says, "This home is full of love and laundry." It just never ending, right?
The
Never
never
ending.
ending laundry. Yeah,
Right.
right.
Now, I should mention, you are an amazing singer and performer too, and you were at one point both of my kids' music teacher.
Yeah.
Retired from teaching a couple years ago and are just helping all the moms organize all the things. I love it.
Yeah, and I really think that it, like, actually goes hand in hand, like, songwriting and inspiration, like, and creativity, like, and being organized and having clear space and having room to breathe. Like, for me, I know my muse, she's snobby. She needs a clean space to write a song. She's like, oh, you see a pile of laundry? That needs to be done first. Dishes need to be done. Like, nothing creative happens for me unless I'm like, ready to go and receive. So I think that that's one big reason why I went into organizing, because I was realizing, like, how many of my friends and fellow mamas and everyone was just getting caught up in the taskiness of the stuff shuffle and, like, how
Yeah.
their house affects them, and they just can't afford to be creative and let their freak flag fly.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I mean, I think one of the things, that I hear from moms constantly, and I say myself, is like, my house is just never clean. It's never clean enough. It's never clean. And I think like one of my biggest wishes is just to, because I have like a high schooler now who likes to have her own agenda, her own schedule, her own. It's not, can I? It's, Mom, these people are coming over. And then I'm scrambling to just make the house presentable. And I just want, the dream is like, can I just have my house be presentable, not museum clean, but presentable for people to show up randomly.
Right.
Well,
Well, here's the thing
teenagers
too.
don't care, but.
Yeah, it's like we see all of these TikToks and, like, shows on TV, and they're, like, presenting these homes. They're show homes, right? They're, like, staged show homes. And somewhere we got it in our heads that, like, I mean, yes, that would feel amazing to live in, but, like, that's not how people live. That's not a lived in home. So,
Right.
like, really adjusting, what does a lived in home, what does it look like? And then for you, like you said, presentable. You want your home presentable. So
Yeah.
here's what I learned from a parenting coach,
Ooh.
which I think, I'm going to give her your name later, her name later, but her name is Cami Ice Camp. She's in San Diego. And she says, like, teaching your children what that looks like. What does mom expect that presentable room to look like? Like, down to this is the way the pillows go on the couch. That makes me feel good. The counters are cleared off. Like, everything, even if you have to write it on a checklist, I freaking love a good checklist, right? So you hand that to the girls and you're like, lady, you want your friends over? This happens first, like,
Checked
and
list.
stick to it. Like, that's like the gating item. Like, this is what I need it to be presentable, and this is the way I want my house to feel and look. And it's really because of us, right? Like, everything, our surroundings affect us. And so the kids coming over don't care what your house looks like, but you do. So to make you feel better, this is what I need. I need the floors cleaned off, I need every single thing picked up, and then, and then call your friends,
Yeah, it
you
doesn't
know?
need to look like we live in a museum, right?
No,
But, like,
no.
I do want just I don't want anyone to walk in and be like, "Ew, gross."
Yeah.
Either they live like this, which we don't live in a way that people would go, "Ew, gross." But I just, if the blankets are hanging off the couch onto the floor, how hard is it to just put the whole blanket on the couch? How hard is that?
But to you, that seems like not a thing at all, but for some reason, it gets lost in translations with the kids. So on the checklist, you're like, I mean, down to the detail of like, how is the blanket hanging on the chair? I mean, and it's not a one and done thing. It's like we're going to do this together before friends come over. Like we're going to do
Mhm.
this. We're going to practice this before there's like a pressure, like a timed thing. No, mom, I can't, And then
Mm,
you can even have them go, your girls are old enough to like write their own checklist, like write what
yeah.
you need and then practice it a few times. And then, when friends are coming over, like make it known way beforehand, like, hey, the next time you want friends over, this is what the living room needs to look like. And this is what the bathrooms need to look like, like, and that's it. And, practicing it and holding that boundary around that. And just
Mhm.
like this is what I'm willing to do when the house looks like this and your friends are over. I will smile. I will be a gracious host. If this doesn't happen, they're not coming over and you're not going to see this,
You don't get what doesn't happen, mom. Yeah. I mean, so I know like we're in a position where my kids share a room and
Mhm,
they're
mine too.
very different kids. I have one child who likes to be organized and is, a little more introverted, a little quieter. And then I have another one that just would, kicks the shoes off. They land where they land and she'll find them 5 minutes before she needs to leave for school tomorrow. It's fine. And she'll yell at me when she can't. And but if I ask her to do the dishes, she will. I'm not saying she doesn't ever do anything, right? But like this room is like you could if you cut it with a knife, like half and half. And how do you, man, when they got to share a space and a small space, right? When they got to share a space, how do you like get the one on board? I mean, in a way, it's teaching them to be roommates in college for sure. I'm teaching them how to just, you will have that roommate, but don't be that roommate, right? Like,
Exactly. Exactly. That's a great point. Like one day you're going to have a roommate, one day I'm assuming you'll want a life partner. Like keeping your space tidy for this other person right now is practice. Your sister keeping this tidy right now for your sister is just practice for, being a considerate person. But honestly, like, I know she probably feels so much better when it's clean and clear for herself, which, is sometimes hard to get to when, like, the tendency is to be messy. So, I'm gonna hop in here real quick and just say, like, just I know we talked a little bit about how, people our age, like, I just remember growing up and hearing, like, always, like, "Clean your room, go in there and clean your room," like it
yeah,
was a punishment. It was a
yeah,
punishment to clean your room. "Don't come out of there," I don't know if you've heard, "Don't come out of there until that room is clean." And
yeah,
it's like
spot.
when there's no structure in place, it's, what, you just throw stuff all in the closet. Like kids, sometimes they don't know. So as a parent who knows structure, or maybe even, your other sibling, if that's a good thing to do, who knows structure and likes organizing, helps, not does it for them, but like helps them to get to a place where it's, clean, and they can see that cleanliness and creating space for themselves and living in order is actually a lot more calming than
Yeah,
chaos, right? Like, but getting to that point is not an overnight step, and they're not going to get there with someone yelling at them like, "Go to your
no,
room and clean it." That's just not going to happen. So,
like, that is
enrolling them into the reasons why, you know.
I was gonna say, what's that in Annie? That right, Miss Han, the till this dump shines like the top of the Chrysler Building, right? When they're making fun of Miss Hannigan, like, yeah. So, how do you like make it fun for the kids? What can we do to make it not seem like a chore, like a punishment, like we're yelling like Miss Hannigan all day long? How can we make it fun?
Well, when they were really little, there was like the cleanup song, you'd turn that on. So if you've got little ones, definitely like turn the cleanup song on. And again, I'm a big fan of structure, like having like an order to where things go that works for them, not that works for you. Like, don't try to do everything rainbow, the toys on the shelf where they can't reach. That's nothing for them. So like we have some bins, and they're like specific to things my boys are very interested in. So like anything that has to do with transportation goes in this one bin. Anything that has to do with building supplies goes in another bin. Anything that This is funny. Anything that has a face goes in this bin, and anything that doesn't fit in those other three, miscellaneous to us, goes in the fourth bin. So they know exactly where everything goes. Like I don't, we just like tell them it's time to get it done. And
Yeah.
then it's I mean the dirty truth is it's not always fun, right? It's not always fun for us either. So just I would say steering away from cleaning as a punishment and
Hmm.
make it again, this is a term I learned from the parenting coach, but gating items. You're going to have dinner after the living room is picked up.
Hmm.
And I say gating items, like for my boys, playing the piano is your gating item to play your computer. So there's not a big like, oh, I can't do that yet. It's like, no, playing your piano opens the gate to you being able to then go on your computer. And that's it. I don't want to hear anything else about it. Or when the living room, picking up the living room, and also like not letting it get out of control, right? Like cleaning it up before dinner is a lot easier than when it's after dinner and the showers are done and now they're tired, like
Yeah.
setting times aside to get it done. I saw a really cool TikTok the other day on just like I think it was like pretty much family contribution, like how they all were doing
Hmm.
things to close the kitchen at night. I don't know. Well, Sean, you guys, food service, right? Like I worked in coffee shops all through college, and it's like, what does the closing shift need to do? You need to close it down and it's clean so that when you come in the morning, pop that light on, you're ready to go, right? So it's like the closing of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Let's everyone do it together. What is everyone doing together? And it does two things. It like gets them in a habit of seeing everybody do everything. And it makes you like, it takes some things off of that mom load. It makes the invisible work visible.
Oh, yes. I love that. Invisible work visible. Yeah.
Moms just
And
carry so
so,
much mental load. I mean, and it's
yeah,
just piled on. Oh my gosh.
right. It is definitely like an energy thing for me, right? Like I remember even in college, I lived with really just messy roommates, and I'm pretty ADHD disorganized. I'm not like a total type A person, but I things will pile up, and then it got to the point that I like cleaned this whole kitchen, and I stood back and I was like, "Doesn't that feel good? It feels good." And one of my roommates was like, "Ugh," and I was like, don't ruin my vibe. She was like, you did. And I'm just going to cook in it in an hour anyway. And I was like, then you clean those dishes because I mean, I wiped the counters down. It was like, I was like, it feels so good. It's definitely an energy thing. So like, how do you know like age appropriate chores, right? Like if you got like a 3-year old and then they become a 13-year-old, right? They're obviously different. They can handle different things. They can handle more things. Maybe what I'm asking is at what age should they start cleaning the toilets? No, I'm kidding. But like
Yesterday.
what age can
No,
I take that off my plate?
there are so many every kid, every family is different, so I don't know if there's, like, a set but there are so many checklists if you go online and just say, like,
Mhm.
kid chore like, kid appropriate jobs, but,
Yeah.
just kind of feeling it out. Like my boys, they know that they're going to take their plates over from the table. They're going to clear the table to the dishwasher. But they like loading the dishwasher wasn't is we're just starting to get there because they like, dumping food everywhere was a big so it's like, paying attention. Okay. And asking them too, like, hey, buddy, do you think you're ready for the next step? Like, are you ready for, it's kind of making it fun too. Are you ready to level up? Are you ready to,
Yeah.
start loading the dishwasher? And, it's not, it's not fun, but it does, like, anything we can take off of our mom plates, anything. So, like, at what level can they then take over, like, cooking of a meal? I mean, my goodness, like, I saw when we were at school, the kids in the culinary classes, they are
Yeah.
so capable, and
Yeah.
yet often they just haven't been given those the skills and the tools.
Yeah.
So sitting
My
down and
kids love to
asking a
cook.
kid. Mhm.
They will cook. They're good. My oldest Delia she'll find recipes. She loves to cook and she's good at it. It's the
It's the
she
cleanup.
makes way more of a mess in the kitchen than mom would make, but it's okay. But like she can cook. That's great. And there are nights that I'm like, "Oh, you're cooking. Okay. I guess I'll
So is
just."
there a balance in your house? I know when I was growing up, my mom made dinner, my dad cleaned the kitchen. It was
Yeah.
like there's a balance. Again, making that invisible work visible. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot that goes into planning this meal. Who went to the grocery store? Who loaded the groceries in the car? Who unloaded them in the car? Like then who, planned it? Then who's putting the food away? So it's all of these steps. And it is okay as a parent to, you know, now I'm doing this for you. Like now we're doing this. Now I'm planning the meals today. And now we're going to clean the kitchen. So maybe talking to Delia about it beforehand, like cleaning the kitchen afterwards. Is it connected or is that the treat? Like maybe, hey, you know what? I'm going to do the dishes tonight if you can keep it under 3 pots and pans.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
because I know, because it's like every I didn't even know I had so many pots and pans in the kitchen when someone else cooks. I'm like, "What is
Or
happening here?"
she likes to make different sauces for things, which are really good, but
Yeah,
she'll make wings and she'll have like 6 sauces and each of them have 3 to 4 ingredients. And here's a lemon pepper and here's a buffalo and here's a honey sriracha and here's a honey lemon, here's a honey mustard, here's this one's not spicy because Sorella doesn't like spicy. And she's thinking this through great. But
yeah.
I'm like, we have like 30 ingredients. Like,
Yeah,
how,
so,
like,
like, reining
you
it
know,
in too, just
yeah,
like, just
really
like, "Hey, let's keep it to 3 sauces tonight."
did.
Pick 3. What's your three favorites? Or, like enrolling like the little one, like, all right, if we're gonna do this, like
Mm,
afterwards the cleanup.
yeah.
It's like when we do laundry, and I am staring at a pile of laundry right now. So, please, I'm kettle calling the pot black here, but it's like the washing machine does their job, the dryer does their job, and then there's the folding and the putting
Yeah,
away. Like it has to happen. It's like doing laundry is not just shoving it in the washing machine and covering your
walking.
eyes and thinking it's going to be done. Everything takes time, and it's like just getting those things done.
Yeah, for sure, and I'm not complaining. My kids, like, I love
Oh,
that
yeah.
she will cook. I love that she will, absolutely.
Awesome.
And I think some of that is just the learning process, right? Of something like cooking, like even like maybe cleaning their room, some people tear the whole bed apart to make the bed, and some people just make the bed, right? Like they have different
Yeah.
processes. And I think her process is, she's figuring it out. She's 14, so she's figuring it out. Kids in the kitchen stress me out, but my husband, the restaurant manager, loves it. He's just not here for dinner a lot because he's managing the restaurant. So it's
Right.
me and the kids. So yeah, it is like help mom out because I'm cooking and cleaning because you're doing the homework. So, we're doing it all. But yeah. So, yeah. So like how if moms need extra help in all of this, because you have such great ideas and I love your social media, like you're always like doing things and little tips and tricks and I love watching it. And so like if they need extra help, like do you hire out? Like, do you have to be local in San Diego or do you Zoom clean garages or something? Like, how does that work?
Oh, yeah, I love helping. I love sharing. Moms need an extra set of hands at all times. And especially like, so right now I'm running a program. I'm going to just start, like, this is the first time I'm talking about it, but it's called The Year She Let It Go. And
Oh,
oh, you like that name? Yes.
it's you.
So it's going to be
Yes.
a process of slowly and intentionally going through our entire house, and in a year touching every single thing in our that we own, and deciding if it was part of our past that we're going to let go, or if it's like part of our present, like, yes, I will use this, or is it part of a future that is not going to happen anymore, and we can also let it go. So
Mm,
like, I just read the statistic that 80% of the things in our homes we're never going to use again. And I thought, no way. No way. Like, I was like blown away. I was like, there's no way I have 80%. And then I started thinking about it. Oh, I do have a box of clothes that I'm never going to fit into again. Oh, and I never really do touch those mugs that are on the top of the thing. And I just started thinking, I'm like, wow, there is a lot of space in my home that's taken up by things and stuff
yeah.
that I'm never going to touch again. And so for a mom, I would say like creating space, like really being intentional in living with not a minimalist. I am not a minimalist, but living with less.
Yeah.
Like, stop buying the newest toy that your kid is asking for, because they're going to stop playing with it in 3 hours, and it's just going to go in the box of huge toys that's overflowing. So really, like, slowing down and and paring down and creating space. That's what I'm going to do for the next year with moms. And you can jump in anytime. And every month, we're going to just focus on one room in the home. So February is going to be the love center, the primary bedroom. And I'm going to give lots of tips. I'm going to give 21 little chunks, like 21, like today we're going to do the top drawer of your dresser. That's it. And it's going to be a great community of everyone doing it together to get to clear stuff. And then just like let things go. Let things go. I think that as moms, we hold on to so much. And if we think about like how much we hold on to stuff, we look at our kids growing. Like my kids, they're growing, they grow like weeds. They're 6 and 7. Man, I'm like, every time they put on a pair of pants, I'm like, whoa, those are too small for you. Boom, let it go. Boom, let it
Yeah.
go. But somewhere along the line, some of us got stuck, and it's like we got to just like shift a little bit of that energy, get back in the flow, and reach out to community and friends. And living in a mess or clutter, or a house that's not presentable is so isolating sometimes.
Yeah.
We have judgment on ourselves and a shame associated with it, and it's like, oh my
Yeah.
god, no. Like, we crave community. Like, let's just clear some space for ourselves again. I mean,
I love that.
mom
I was gonna
tabulous,
say I
right?
love
It's
your
like,
little
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I love your little Facebook groups because like in doing this in community, you see people are posting the before and the after and they're so proud of themselves of like this drawer we did or it's really cool and then everyone's popping up with it and it right is motivating like okay they all did it so I want
Yeah.
to do it you know or just here's mine
Exactly,
yay
exactly. And like, I feel like momtabulous is right in line with like go goddess organizing, which is like unburying your inner goddess. Every mom is momtabulous. Every mom is a goddess. And it's not all about momming all the time. It's
yeah
about you, right? Like rediscovering. Like, I did not realize when I became a mom how much of my identity would then become that. And
yeah
it's not always great, right? Like, I want to be me first, right? That whole thing, like, put on your own oxygen mask first, mamas, before you put on
yeah
theirs, because
hmm
fill your cup up first. That's what I am on a mission to do for every woman, and I work exclusively with women. So yeah.
no I love it and that is yeah and it's so like that is so right in line with this whole podcast, the whole series, my whole thing is just like, yeah, moms, let's come back to ourselves and what makes you feel good. And maybe here's some tips from experts of how to do some things. Take what you want, don't take, what doesn't work. But Like I know this is going to resonate with so many moms. This episode is so much fun. Um so if someone wants to work with you, they can do that group and you can do
Oh, yeah.
that virtually,
That's virtually,
obviously.
or yeah, or come find me. Or yeah, I work in San Diego, but I do travel as well if people really want like the extra support. What I find with moms is just
Yeah.
setting the hours aside, having me there as accountability, and like I'm a fire dragon. I am a, I won't light your house on fire, but we will get going. We will get moving. And people like, it's an energy shift. So if you want in-person services, that is totally available. And I absolutely am addicted to before and after pictures, and I love supporting and helping. So if people are buried or stuck where they want extra support like that, I am there. But come find me on like the Facebook. I'm Unison Frances. That's where I hang out the most, is Facebook. But you can also go to my website, Go Goddess Organizing, and you can contact me there.
Awesome. This was so great. And I hope moms feel like we are all in this together. No mom's house is ever clean, even the ones that you think are clean. What was that episode of Friends where like they opened the closet and Monica was like, don't open the closet. And it was like packed. And Chandler turned around and went, you're a mess. Like, and she was like, oh, and it was like, that's where everything is. It's
Oh,
tapped
that's
into this
funny.
closet. It was like, I just, and it's like, so even the ones that look like it's all immaculate, we know there's that
Yeah,
closet.
the interesting thing about that is like her reaction to that. I don't know if I saw that episode, but like her reaction to that, and like that mental load that she carries, that character
Yeah.
carries, being neat and tidy on the outside, but having this like secret behind. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, can we let that go? But I do have a freebie for your mamas if they would like
Yes.
them. I have a I have some tips on helping kids declutter your kids' toys. Just 3 tips. So if they'd like that PDF, then I'm sure we'll make that available to them somehow.
Yes. Yeah. I'll link it. I'll link it down. Um, so I'll link your website so they can grab that, right? It's on your website.
We'll give you the link. I'll give you the link. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get the link in there. And this was great. This was awesome.
Yes.
I know there's more we could talk about. I know there's more we could talk organizing. So maybe we have another episode sometime. But this was great. So from toddlerhood to teens, we know we can get them on board and we can just it's just finding the talking to them the right way and getting them to have some fun with it. So it's not doesn't seem
They
like
live
a
there
chore,
too.
right? It's
They live
contributing.
here too. Even if
They love
whatever
it
you
too.
call it, a chore, a family contribution, a
Mhm.
bribe, whatever, like this is this is the house they live in, and this is how you want it kept. And this
Yeah,
is
oh, I am
why,
not
you know?
above. I am
Pull
not
back the
above
curtain.
that.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. Montabulous. I love it.
Thank you. All right. We will be back with the next episode.
Okay. Bye.